I'm sure that this resonates, and a lot of us, when we wrote the code, we were so proud of ourselves, but only weeks later, then we're like, just exactly what was I thinking? And you don't understand what you were trying to do. Or you come across some codes that some other people have written and you have no idea what their intentions are or what exactly the code is. So sometimes the code segment can be long. So you can highlight the code that you want to some explanation, and then in GitHub Copilot you can say, please explain to me what these lines do. Okay, so as you can see, it gives you some kind of explanation of these things, what these lines do. So it said, okay, this line is a SQL query, insert the customer data into customer, and this is the parameters. And so each value is a key, correspond to a placeholder, SQL query, blah, 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 blah. And so this would give you a general idea of what the code is actually doing. Okay. And I mentioned that there's a GitHub Copilot Labs. For the GitHub Copilot Labs, this is mainly for you to experiment some of the newer features that GitHub is working on. So some of these features may or may not end up in the final product. So say for example, and also for the in general GitHub Copilot, some of the features actually work with ColdFusion or Lucy, and some don't work too well. And so, say for example, this one has a language translation. So supposedly, if you have a language, by language I'm talking about computer language, that you're not you can convert from one language to the next. And as you can see, say Lucy is not here, and neither is ColdFusion. But you have all the other different choices. So should you need to translate, let's say you have some kind of .NET code that you want to convert to, say, PHP, you can do that. At least use a generated code as your template, and then you just go over that to see what else you need to correct. So instead of converting everything on your own, by using this language translation tool, that would be a great start. There's a code generation, the test generation, but this only works for JavaScript and TypeScript at this moment. And for the explain code, you can highlight the code and say, explain this to me, much like what I just did just now at the in the chat. And so say for these one, the fix bugs, I just showed you what this does. And you can say make readable. Then essentially, you can make certain things, adding comments. And there are different things that you can try and see what they do. Yeah, so here you go. So it actually changed things into tag instead of, anyway. So as you can see, some of the features don't exactly work too well yet with ColdFusion, and also keep in mind that this is Copilot Lab, so it's just some place for you to experiment some of the newer features that they're working on. So hopefully, given enough time, things will work better in the future. And so, as you can see, there are lots of GitHub Copilot technologies or extensions that you can use to enhance your development experience. And as you saw in the GithubNext.com, there's a long list of projects that you can that they are working on, and you can sign up for the wait list. And so once approved, you can experiment some of those yourself. So now here are some tips and tricks that you can use. For example, the first thing is you need to be precise and you need to provide details. If your comment or what you tell GitHub Copilot is a bit too general, then it would just return something really general back to you. So you need to be specific and also be descriptive to your file names, your variable names or function names, and based on that, it actually because Copilot chat, as you could see, based on the names, the parameters, the SQL queries, and different things that I create, and it would generate the text based on what you have so far. So keep the file tabs open, especially those files that are relating to your current file, so that would give a better context for Copilot to generate the suggested codes. Again, keep in mind that GitHub Copilot is like an autocomplete on steroid. It really have no idea what you are trying to do, what your language is, so you need to make sure that the generated code is indeed what you want. So be sure to test your code. Don't just trust the generated text blindly. And since GitHub Copilot is trained on data found in public repo, so put more ColdFusion codes or Lucy codes in public repositories so they have more data to be trained on. And here are some resources. And since GitHub Copilot is a GitHub product, so you can go to GitHub YouTube channel. And for the extension itself, the VS Code extensions, you can get more details on the VS Code YouTube channel. Of course, in that YouTube channel, we'll just talk about anything VS Code, but periodically they do put out video clips that are about VS Code GitHub Copilot extensions. And by that, I don't mean only the Copilot, not the base one, but all the other GitHub Copilot labs and all that. And you can also go to the Microsoft Developer YouTube channel because GitHub is owned by Microsoft, so you will see some contents there as well. And GithubNext.com, as I showed you. And there's also something called GitHub Universe. It's essentially a developer conference for the GitHub. And there's actually one coming up from November 8th to the 10th, if I remember correctly. Actually, let's just go there. And they have different, so this is the GitHubUniverse.com. So they have different sessions going on, and they you can get different tickets. There's a virtual pass which have some live stream of their sessions, and some have in person. And if you were to go to the sessions, you'll notice that some sessions are in person and some are not. And from what I could see, some of those sessions actually have something to do with the Copilot. And let's say for this one, GitHub Copilot AI pair programmer for today and tomorrow is available for live stream and also in person. So if you have to get the free pass, you should, or at least based on this, you should be able to access this for free. And you can go down this list. I don't know whether this is too late to sign for this GitHub Universe now, but obviously if you want to attend that in person, you'll get a lot more out of it too. But there are other different GitHub Copilot relating sessions that are available both in person and also for live stream. So if you have the free pass, so you should be able to watch the live stream and learn more about GitHub Copilot. So thanks for watching. And like I said in the beginning, there will be more videos that I intend to put up. So see you next time. Hope you enjoyed this presentation.